First of all, Monet, I am not always late. I have been on time for about 3 weeks now. How y'all doing? Everybody say hi to Miss Jefferson. Miss Jefferson, can you send me the link? Drop your link in the chat to your YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
And
Let
shout
me
out
see.
to
Let
all
me
my new
see.
members. We got new members before we even started. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much.
No, that's right. Let me see. How can I pull up? Oh, okay. Let me see. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay,
guys.
there we
So
go.
thank y'all so much. Not 11 minutes late. We are on Glanville time today.
We was trying. Did it do it? Okay, there it goes.
Hi, everybody. Oh no, put it in the chat right here, Miss
Oh,
Jefferson.
okay.
Mail is coming. Yes, we are on Glanville time. Sorry, y'all.
Not on purpose. Not on purpose. We were not out walking the dog, okay? We were not out here walking the dogs.
No, we weren't. I was at the pool. So sorry. Now I'm late. In the regular, why she don't see us? You put it in the
Yeah, I
chat.
stuck it in the regular chat too.
Okay, where is it? I don't see it.
What is this? Not twirling the earrings though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip this one over.
I don't see it in the chat. Do y'all see
Yes, yeah.
Miss Jefferson's link?
I got to sit again.
Okay, there we go.
Hey,
Oh,
y'all.
we got everybody here.
So sorry, I was in the regular chat, guys.
Oh, no.
Kayla, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Why can't I hear? I can't hear you. Miss Jefferson, say something.
You can't hear her at all?
I can't hear you either.
Uh-oh.
Can y'all hear me? Oh, I hear you. Miss Jefferson, say something.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Can't hear her at all?
I can't hear you either. Hold on, y'all. Let me cut the other one off. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I hear you. Miss Jefferson. Y'all, I had the thing on mute. I'm sorry. I was on TikTok. I was on TikTok trying to get everybody moved over to over here, and I had my computer on mute. But yes, but I've been here, and I had to tell people. I know I'm always late, but it wasn't me today.
No, it was me. You missed it. Did you hear when I said I'm on Glanville time today?
Not Glanville. Oh my god.
Oh, y'all.
What they talk about? What I got going on, y'all? I don't know what I was doing. I had the laptop on mute because before I got on TikTok, I was watching the Colorado Buffs. I was watching like the weekly presser. But yeah. Well, hey everybody.
I said Kayla always
Hello.
late. That is so crazy.
As long as it's not Melanie, I'm good this time.
It's not me. First of all, I have been doing really good. I've been on time to court every day for about 3 weeks.
Progress. 3 weeks to form a good habit. So that's
Yes.
okay, baby.
I
That's all you
need
need.
you guys to introduce yourselves and let everybody know. Everybody, thank y'all for coming today. I want to make sure we got about 500 people on here, and
Yes.
I want to make sure that keep liking the live, sharing the live. I know y'all have. I've had 500 people and blink my eyes, and we've been at 1,000.
I
So
love it.
when we get to
Right.
1,000, I'm gonna need everybody to make sure they subscribe and
Yes.
like Miss
Yes.
Jefferson and Melanie's channel. So, Miss Jefferson, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I am Miss Jefferson, or Mrs. Jefferson Says Everywhere, TikTok, YouTube, all those good things. Um, I don't know. What can I say? I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I watch trials. I have been doing it for over a decade, and just one day I decided to run my mouth real big about Woody and Kayla one day, and it just took off from there because I was just losing it. The Bob was bobbing, Woody was firing, and my mouth was going. So that was a day. That was a day. But since then, we've been covering the YSL trial, and I give recaps every day. So if you aren't already subscribed or following me, do so, pretty please. But hey, y'all,
We
hey,
we need the link in the chat.
I thought I put it. I didn't put it in there like twice. Here, I'll just keep it copied on this one. There we go.
We do not have your link.
It's not coming across the chat now.
Mm-mm. You
I
put
don't
it
know
in the
why.
comments.
Yeah, I put it in the comments. I done seen it like 3 times.
Don't do it. Uh-uh.
Everybody says no, they don't see it.
I'm looking dead at it. I'm right above Miss 86 Corpse.
Okay, we gonna find
Okay,
it.
it must be
Yes,
yeah. It
they say
looked like it said objection.
right.
YouTube said objection.
Okay, I'm gonna get it together for you. Okay, that is so great. Shay was introduced to me through Miss Jefferson. So shout out to Miss Jefferson. I'm going to get, oh yes, this is one of my favorites. All of my co-conspirators, because we are
I
I'm
sure
your
love like
computers.
that's what somebody said. Somebody was like, you know what?
Oh my god.
Love probably my channel was doing something, or I was live the other day and it kept freezing. They was like, love all in this. She coming to
Me too, Miss Jefferson. I don't know what my YouTube was doing. They said, "Oh, no, it was my TikTok." They said, "Oh, Miss
it
Love
was
is in the
TikTok,
chat."
yeah. I said, Lord. I told everybody, they was like, when you coming to Atlanta? I said, I bet I don't announce it for her behind to know I'm coming.
Baby, let me know. Just come to Gwinnett, because as you know, I'm in Gwinnett. I told them, listen, I'm not in the place to be coming to Fulton County at the moment. So I'll come next year. I'll come next year. Right now, I'm gonna stay in Gwinnett.
We might be there next year.
Mel, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Melanie. My TikTok is Millionaire Mel. Honestly, I always say I don't know how I got to where I am here, but I started with I'm not a lawyer, but watching this YSL trial, and I was like, all of this can't be going on. Like I binge watched her, and then that like looking for more led me to Miss Jefferson's page, and literally posted. I've been watching trial for maybe a month, and I posted when Judge Glanville finally recused himself. It just
He
like
never recused
I said
himself.
well,
himself.
I mean y'all know what I mean. Like
That
when he finally
sounds
said I'm gonna move it over, and I did a video. It was like y'all a 10-second video. It went off, and I said, well maybe people do want to hear, and I just been going ever since. It's been fun. I found so many new. I call them my friends, family. So it's been a great ride though.
Okay, well, so we have decided, I love these two women right here. They always come with the truth. And I guess we are missing I'm not a lawyer, but we're gonna have to invite her to come
Yes,
on with us
yes.
too. I'm gonna have to hit her up. But we are going to try to be as consistent as possible with our WTF Wednesdays. As you guys know, there is so much that has been happening in this trial, and every day is something new. And a lot of times it's hard to sit and watch a 9-hour court day. So we are going to pull out the WTF moments for you guys and kind of give you guys a recap weekly on Wednesday. So we hope that you will join us and subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, GT Massive. Thank you. Thank you for gifting those memberships. Thank you. But so today we thought a really great place to start is going to be right here.
I'm scared again.
Okay, guys.
I'm gonna go on mute because I know I'm gonna be loud.
Okay, y'all ready?
Let's go.
This is what we want to know too. Exactly what we want to know. And we got Miss Sylvia on here too. Y'all shout out to Miss Sylvia.
Hey, Miss Sylvia.
You on mute, girl.
I can't hear y'all. Hold on.
Oh,
Here
okay.
she,
Why I can't hear y'all?
we can hear you.
I can hear
Let me
you.
come right back.
Okay, while we waiting on her, here we go.
Because we're going to hear it later. And I'd like to hear the recording. And if everyone wants to hear it, if it's having a hard time getting through the filters, we can just play it right now if it's a 3-minute recording.
Go ahead.
Does this occur relative to the
I don't know why I
conversation
cannot hear you. I'm gonna have to
of
get on my laptop.
misrepresentation you had
Sorry, guys.
between
Okay.
I'll be back.
Mr. Zachary about
We
needing
listening
to
to you.
show up.
Y'all, somebody in the chat say I vehemently object.
The last 2 weeks, like when we were trying to get him to come
Okay.
here.
And so what would be the point of showing it
But
or have playing it?
for the same purpose that I understood Mr. Steele to be playing or asking this minor question that he was asking.
This
That
minor
would
question is wild.
confirm that he really doesn't like the state or want to be here.
And if you remember, go ahead and
Well,
let's
not so
drop
much
some
that. I think
Steele
that the line of
stickers.
questioning that I understood Mr. Steele to be making is insinuated that the state was intimidating is the word that he uses often, intimidating the witness or harassing him or something like that. And I had asked.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, it was more his, excuse me, I didn't mean to say him. Mr. Zachary's perception, the way I understand what went on, and Mr. Maxwell Sharp brought it out too, is my observation. The witness for 3 days with a lot of, I don't remember, even before the question was posed. You know, it's
clear he doesn't, he's been called by the state, but that he's, the state got permission to treat him as a hostile witness. They
there you
didn't
go.
ultimately treat him that way, but
And my point is, why did you act like that? And if he says, just because that's the way I am and I'm flippant or I wasn't feeling well, that'll be it. If he says, because I've been told to come down here in January when there was no trial going on and I don't trust him, that's his answer. I'm
okay,
not
well,
really.
I don't know how he,
Yeah.
as a layperson, would know whether or not the subpoena issued a year ago was something that he needed to obey or not. I mean, I think I would be real surprised if he thought, well, wait, this is jury selection, so this subpoena seems fishy, but who knows?
That's it, just his state of mind. So I'm not really using it. I didn't think it was this big of a deal. I just want to get out. Why did you act that way? And he also said I wouldn't take anything from the state on medication because it may harm me or something. So I was just curious on why he was saying that. It goes through his testimony. That's what I was
And
asking.
I was going to permit that question. Okay. So, I mean, I don't really understand why we would get all the way down the road of this audio file, but it's come through. So if somebody wants to hit the play button. Is this Mr. Zachary saying anything, or is this just his father?
And that's the biggest part. Right.
All right.
I said, how old is he?
I said that. They act like it was CPS.
You got something looking for us for? You got a subpoena thing you looking for us? Who is
I
this?
know you don't have a warrant because the subpoena expired, so you got a warrant or something you're looking for?
Who is this?
You know what you're doing is illegal, right?
Who is this?
It's Mr. Zachary. I got Quindarius right here on the phone.
Okay.
I want to know what's your problem, sir.
Listen to me, Mr. Zachary. Listen to me. Listen to me, Mr. Zachary.
Now listen.
Your son asked the question.
I'm calling Brian Steele.
Call whoever you like, sir.
I'm calling Sharp.
Call whoever you like. Call whoever you like, sir. Call whoever you like. Call whoever you like, sir.
We'll turn ourselves in. Where you want us to come to?
I asked your son where would he like to meet. He asked me if I was in Augusta. I told him he knew I was in Augusta. So
okay. All right. So what we meet now for?
You tell me where you like to meet at, sir.
So then what's the issue? What we meet? What do we meet now for?
Sir, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'll talk to your son.
Oh, he's right there. He's listening.
Okay. All right. So where would you like to meet, Mr. Zachary?
You got one or something?
I have a warrant for your arrest.
For what? Yeah, how you gonna have a warrant for somebody in the hospital?
Sir.
How you gonna have a warrant for somebody been in the hospital?
Sir.
Who can I see? Who is your supervisor?
I am the supervisor.
May I please know who your supervisor is, sir?
Sir, is your son willing to meet? Are your son? Are your son?
You can't deny.
Are your son?
You know you can't deny me.
Mr. Zachary. Mr. Zachary.
You know you can't deny
Mr. Zachary.
right to speak your superior.
Okay. So I just take it. So I get. Sir. Okay. So Mr. Zachary. Please let your son know I have a warrant for his arrest. I have a warrant for his arrest. Well,
You don't have shit. You lying.
That is an absolute falsehood. That's an absolute falsehood. Absolute falsehood. I'm not gonna send you anything. I'm not gonna send you anything, sir. I'm not gonna send you anything.
I promise you one thing. We got attorneys and your ass gonna be in jail for this. What you doing? And you know this is illegal. You know this is illegal.
Good.
You see this man in the hospital, you need to come to the hospital. And you gonna come to the hospital. I guarantee you. I get a private investigator and a lawyer on you today.
Real good.
I guarantee you.
Real good.
Who is your supervisor?
Good.
Can I please have your supervisor number?
Sir.
Can I please have your supervisor number?
Sir.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna continue to have you talking to me.
Bro. I don't know who you think you're playing with. You're breaking all kind of law.
Listen.
You're a probation officer.
Your son.
You breaking the law.
Your son. Your son.
You breaking the law.
Your son.
You breaking the law.
Is your son unwilling to meet?
You breaking the law.
Is your son unwilling to meet with me? Is your son unwilling to meet with me?
Do you understand? We'll turn ourselves in. We coming to the county jail.
No.
We coming in court. We'll be in court Monday or we'll come to the Fulton County jail.
Go to the Fulton County jail. Do you want to go to? You ain't got to even go that far. Do you want to go to the Richmond County jail? Do you want to go to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office?
No, we're going to the Fulton County jail. Or we coming to court.
Do you want to go to the Richmond County Sheriff's Office?
No. You
unwilling to do that. Okay. Real good. Real good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
She didn't even let it finish.
Hey, Jeff, heard enough.
I'll object to playing that.
That puts absolutely no one in a good light. Don't know why anybody would want to play that, but can we get the witness back in now and the jury?
Okay, who want to go first?
Miss Sylvia, all we want to know is what did that look like? How was the room when she played that?
I wasn't there.
Oh my God. It's all of us saying Miss Sylvia and you wasn't there.
I wasn't there, y'all. Y'all know I didn't get there till after Steele finished.
Do you know which investigator that was?
Green. That was green. Not long. It was green. You know, the green is the one, the little beard, the little.
I know exactly who that is.
He sound like nephew Tommy.
I mean, to me, what was most alarming is that, and I've heard a lot of people say that, because we know that the court is alleging that the dad has played a role in the reason why Mr. Zachary is being treated the way he's being treated. But my thing is, I don't think the dad started speaking out until after he was arrested. I don't think it was happening prior. And in this phone call, he says, we will go to Fulton County Jail. We will come to court. You can meet us there. How you gonna arrest someone or put a warrant out for someone for being in the hospital?
But even more, when he said, where do you want to meet? He asked, where do you want to meet? And he said, we'll come to the courthouse or we'll come to the Fulton County Jail. He said, of course, since I'm not there, I don't know which one it is, but it sounded like he said, does you want to come to the Richmond or Richland County? You can just go there.
Richmond County is like 3 hours from Fulton County, maybe 4.
But I'm just saying, when he said, well, you don't want to go there? He said, no, we can go to Fulton County or we can meet you at the courthouse.
Why would
And
he go to Richmond?
took that and ran with it. Oh, you're not going to go to Richmond County? You're not going to go to Richmond County? As if he was saying, I'm never coming to meet you. He said, I'll come meet you, but we'll come to court or we'll come to Fulton County. Him going to Richmond County wasn't going to do nothing but you take him down to Fulton County anyway. Like, why was it a problem? And you knew he was in the hospital. Like, you knew he was in the hospital. That entire exchange, I'm just so glad that Paige actually, because you know she don't really say much or she'll address it to everybody. But I'm so glad she said, that doesn't make anybody look good. This doesn't paint anybody in a good picture because you're trying to make his dad, you're trying to demonize his father for being a father to his grown child. But then on the same sense, you're trying to use that reasoning to treat Quindarius like he a 10-year-old in a CPS case.
Richard County is in Augusta. That's where he lived.
That's where who live?
Zachary.
Zachary and his girlfriend lived in Augusta.
Oh my God.
She's in the military.
Yeah. So they instead of them allowing him to bring himself to Fulton County or bring himself to the court, he was on an ego trip. He was on an ego trip. As soon as they didn't do what he said do.
He was yelling. He said he the supervisor.
I told them on my live, I said one thing about Black people. We want to speak to the supervisor because you ain't doing it for me. Put the supervisor on the phone
in this conversation.
Right now, I said that man, Quindarius Zachary daddy. I said, baby, that sounds like a baby mama and baby daddy arguing about who was gonna buy the cake for the party and why you didn't come through. Why you ain't got the Pampers? Something like he didn't let him get a word out. And I did learn though that Quindarius Zachary, it didn't sound like he was not going to come. That's not what I heard.
He was in the hospital. So what were you asking him to do? Literally check himself out of the hospital prematurely and go down to a county jail 3 hours away to wait for somebody to take him 3 more hours to wait for, like, what were you really asking him to do in that moment? And as a parent, your child already laid up in a hospital and somebody up here calling and threatening them and y'all in a hospital? Yeah, you get what he gave you at that point. You lucky all he asked for was a supervisor. You lucky he didn't say, because I know my mama would have told you, yeah, we can meet up. We on the way right now. Would have met you in some dark parking lot and go and just went for what she knew because it left me in that hospital. Because you can't just, like, that's somebody's child. He's grown, but that's somebody's child. And he's laying in the hospital. You hear he's in the hospital. You understand he's in the hospital. You arrested him at the hospital. And you still gonna try to stand 10 toes down on it and then turn around and play the tape so everybody understands that you knew he was in the hospital. You're arrested. Like, what were you trying to gain from this?
Maybe Miss Sylvia can answer something for me, which may shed some light on why his father was so involved in this. Miss Sylvia, have you confirm he really has autism. I can tell he's delayed, right? It's for something. Does he really have autism, or is this just some like running joke he's doing in court?
I don't know.
You know, no, okay. Because I figure, maybe this is why, on top of him being sick, and if that's true, maybe that's why his father is so so involved and wants to talk to him and things like that. But I didn't know if that was actually true or not.
I don't know.
It was all best, but I definitely shout out to Miss Love for entertaining me for those little 3 minutes. I'm happy she played it.
I don't get it. Where is she missing something in that head? Like, I told y'all, I feel like she has a bone in her. Like, she's missing something that just does not get embarrassed. She just does not. It just, she's right, and everything else
No
is
shame.
blinders on.
No shame.
I would
And
have never played that. I would have
and I-
never, even if I knew it existed. I don't have a legal bone in my body, but that I would have never let them people hear that a man who said he was sick came in with all the IV tape all over his arm, and then literally on this day confirmed this morning that he had to leave a tour early 10 years ago because he was sick. He'd been sick for a long time.
But
So
my
even
whole
if,
thing is, did she listen to this before she played it? Because I'm thinking maybe
I think
it's
I think they use this to get his restrictions, like
I
that can't
listen.
get that you can't remember, what was it, he had to go to his mom's house and nobody could visit, and then when it was the hotel, it was only the mom or the sister could come. I think they probably use this audio or the theme of this audio to ensure that he had those restrictions and no phone unsupervised and all those other crazy things that we haven't seen today or yet with any other person. I think that's why I think they use that theme of demonizing his dad
I
to
think you're
get.
correct, because Paige said something. She alluded to his father when she put him on house arrest and stuff, and I kept thinking to myself, I mean, the boy is grown. Why do you keep bringing up his dad in terms of what he will and won't do? So I think you're right.
They had to. Plus, they said that daddy came down there when he said they came during jury selection. Said, "You better show me the law that say he got to talk to you." Well, he going home, and they said that boy went home, so they knew better. They didn't want him coming back down. He probably told them anything like my granddaddy or my mama. If I have to come back down here, he probably said that. And next thing you know, she was like, "Yeah, we don't want him to have to come back down here. Like, keep him away. We need security."
Now, I have been wondering who's the name that's keep going through the chat. Now I understand.
who, Vera?
Yeah, who's that? I kept
Child,
sending
I let Vera stay. I love Vera. She is she get the chat going.
I finally saw the name. But listen, Taylor. Hey, Vera, I finally see the name. I just keep seeing other people type. I'm like, I haven't
All
seen
Vera
Vera.
do is post keep Jeffrey Williams in jail over and over. And then
Oh, Vera.
look, and then she be now she got another page called Vera's attorney who be like, leave my client alone every time.
I know
Oh
that's right.
Lord,
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for
who's
telling
that?
me.
Who
I can
that
see
Quiz?
that
It
you
sounds like
said.
it's Quiz and Little Mike or whoever.
Listen, they was wearing Vera down in that large crime chat today.
They be killing her in the law and crime chat.
And she done found a way over here. Well, hey, Vera, how you doing?
She just type in YSL and just go.
Y'all, what was the
Mm-mm.
what I'm gonna play this for you guys.
She's so lucky she didn't get to play that. Why would you want to play that? I wouldn't want nobody in there to hear that.
Well, I think the jurors watch court anyway, so I hope they on this live right now. Like, what was going on? Because they need to be able to laugh at this, because I
This
clearly
would
think they
this
don't
would
care.
this would give him clarity because he absolutely said, "You don't want my daddy come down here. You want me to call my daddy?" Then he said, "My daddy don't stress me out. He stressed her out."
That's what he said.
There go daddy. There goes daddy.
I got it pulled up, but exactly who knows the time of when he said, I want my daddy to come.
Oh, from yesterday, or what was it, day before yesterday? I have no idea. He definitely told her, you want my daddy up here.
Child,
He
and
knew
not
he was picking with her.
and within 24 hours, the daddy had a bucket hat on. I said, wait a minute. That man
T-shirt, he had
must
merch. Listen, I said, listen, daddy ain't playing. He said, if anybody gonna make some money off this, he is gonna be all of us.
I ain't mad. I'm gonna tell you the way Big A stood on big business. I said he been doing it for a long time,
Don't
especially
play about them
hearing that the
kids.
boy been in alternative school since I think he said elementary. Baby, Big A been having to do this for a long time.
Listen.
They said we be chatting with the jurors in the chat every day. I firmly believe that. I think it's gotten to a point. They know those people watching this case. I think they know that they're watching this case and it is what it is. Well, I hope they got a kick out of Miss Love today. I just think they don't care that they're watching
See, but this happened outside of them. It's just like, I think if they knew stuff like this, I'd be throwing my notepad. I need a new one every day because, man, what do you? I just sometimes I just don't understand what she's trying to prove. Like, sometimes I be thinking like, okay, I see where she going with this, and I be thinking she wiggling a little bit. Like I said yesterday, I thought she was cooking for a second in Pop-Tarts. Okay, nothing. Like,
she
what did
lets
you
her
do?
ego in it.
She is it's almost like a narcissist. Like, she has to take it back and bring it back about her. The redirect is never redirecting him back to her, the points that she made. The redirect is redirecting the narrative most of the time, and then sometimes, baby, like, I mean, I know we said QZ might have a problem, but the way she get lost in her own brain so quick and can just go on autopilot and keep asking questions, and then when she catch up to it, say, "Oh, what was we talking about?" I mean, she just get to talking to the point where Paige go, "Did you understand?"
Like today, the whole trying to make us know that, oh, he's probably lying about knowing how to read. Miss Love, it was
With
so
a name though.
unnecessary. It was so unnecessary, and
What
it was
the
just
name? My
yes,
baby
it was
can't read, but
humiliating.
he recognized his name.
It was very. I thought she again showed us that when she's emotionally, that she's too emotionally invested in this, because there was no way for her, like no reason for her to try to embarrass him about can you read or can't you read. Because let me tell you, my niece, y'all, for the longest, I said, Lord, this girl is smart. She was typing me paragraphs, right? I said, child,
Voice to
turns out it
text.
was voice text. It was
Voice
voice
to
text.
text.
And she was about 4. I said, oh my, it was voice text. So like
Voice to
I
text.
just don't think she was. I don't think she thought about that, and I think she could have kept all of that today.
Okay, bye, Miss Sylvia.
Okay.
I'm gonna play this part too because I thought this was pretty crazy, and I didn't really hear anybody really get to talk about this. But y'all know, I am not a Dennis Shide fan at all, and from the beginning, I said that he's a terrible attorney. Like, and I never talk about people, but when he walked in that courtroom and I was on live, I was like, oh no. And so everybody that was in my chat is like 3 days later, like, Kayla said it. We even rewatched it. I'll play it for you guys. It's funny because I'm like going off, like, I do not like him. Like, I'm going off. And then everything unfolds, and I see, okay, I'm not on the same drugs that this man is on. But this was crazy.
Okay, so
Before all of that happened.
if he comes out and he says, I am high as a kite, I'm on whoever knows what, and, beats me, I'm just loopy, that may or may not be true, right? I mean, I don't know what he's actually on. I don't know what his condition actually is. I don't know if he is on something, what impact that might have on his ability to testify. And I am not necessarily going to take his word for whether he is in a mental state to be able to testify. Do you understand what I mean?
I do, Your Honor, and since that was not the reason that I was asking the court to meet with the doctor, if the court will afford me a moment.
Okay, but we have been Mr. Scheib, when did you first
I
bring all of this
her
to our
bit-
attention? Was it Monday, Tuesday? It was early this week, right? I mean, hadn't we been discussing this all week?
They retained me Monday morning. I was at the hospital, and then they told me what's going on. They told me what he's been taking, on and on, and being in intensive care and all the medical.
At least several days ago, you alerted everybody to this.
Judge,
Okay.
and that's why we had someone go to the hospital, and that's why we had someone speak to the doctor, and that is why we had, we brought the representation that we did to the court, and the representation has been presented to the court regarding what Mr. Zachary is, or any impact what medicine he is taking would have on him and his ability to be harmed or to testify, and that was none. And Your Honor, frankly,
That was one person's version, was none.
actually, we have the investigator who was in there with them. So if, you know, we can put that person up, but Your
Okay,
Honor,
at this point, we have I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, Your Honor,
Go ahead.
Your Honor, there has been a series of events that we have put on the record. There's been no indication that Mr. Zachary is going to be unable to come in here and testify. He was released before we were even able to check on his status. Your Honor, he would not, and the Grady has been apprised of what he is being released for. We know because we have had investigators down there. So the court may or may not have been privy or may have seen transcripts of other witnesses who lose all memory with the state, and it comes back when the defense starts asking questions. I don't know what kind of antics, as we have been apprised that Mr. Zachary doesn't want to testify, and his father wanted to or did call Mr. Sharp and Mr. Steele. I don't know what he's going to say, but Your Honor, I believe that he should not be allowed to hamstring, to hijack these proceedings by asserting things that are not.
Okay, so I think we have a fairly good indication through his attorney that he is potentially going to come out here and say some version of, I'm so messed up on whatever drugs they've given me that beats me. I mean, you're an elephant. So then how are you going to deal with that?
Your Honor, as Mr. Scheib did not relay that to me, and I don't
Well,
think
he
related
just
to.
relayed
No,
it to everybody in front of you.
I'm
So
not
you
den-
heard it too. And it's been a possibility that he has relayed several times as well earlier this week.
Your Honor,
Yes?
the doctor is on the phone. How about that? That's what we have. We have the doctor on the phone. We can get the doctor on the phone.
I don't know
He's on the
what
phone.
his demeanor will be on the stand.
We have
He has a great deal of anxiety, and that's one of the scenarios that he could go into a crisis with his
Anxiety, yes.
I think I've spoken to everybody. He's had this for 30 years and it's been built up, and quite frankly, he's an addict. He takes oxycontin every day and can't take morphine because he's addicted, or he just can't take that. But he's been on drugs for 30 years and he's been in and out of intensive
Okay. Thank you.
He's 31, but he's been on drugs for 30 years, y'all. That took me out.
Okay, yeah. Is everybody going to accept that this is his Grady doctor on the phone?
I think you need to have, what needs to happen is, under the law, he needs to give consent for her to have a conversation with him.
You have been having conversations with his doctor and the state for the last several days, so I assumed that was with his consent. Am I wrong?
It is, but I don't know.
Okay.
It is, and for this man to give further information, he has to give consent.
So it's been a minute by minute consent that you have had with him for the state to communicate with his doctor about his condition, Mr. Scheib? Has it?
To be very clear, the other day when they.
Has it?
The other day, the doctor says, right now I can give you information as to what has happened.
I'm asking about the understanding that you have of Mr. Zachary's consent to let the state communicate with his doctor about his condition.
The other day. I don't know
he needs to come out and at least put it on the record. Hey, I consent. We need to find out who the doctor is. I don't know who's on there.
That was my point, is I have no idea who's on the phone. That was my point. How about a Zoom call?
That's what we're trying to establish, Your Honor. We have his email address. The doctor's email address is.
Well, you don't need to put his email address on the record.
I was gonna.
You don't need to put his email address on the record. I'm not emailing him.
I'm giving it to the person. I don't need his email address, I need a name.
He gave oral consent a few days ago to a doctor that he knew. I don't know who this is.
What is the doctor's name to whom he gave consent to speak about his condition?
I think he needs to give consent to it.
You are his lawyer. What is the doctor's name to whom he gave oral consent to speak to the state about his medical condition?
I think they had the doctor on the phone. I think the doctor that I spoke to.
So we still don't know the doctor's name. Okay.
No, I personally spoke to. His last name was Marthami. That's who I spoke to, face to face.
Okay. Thank
That's
you.
the person who's on the phone.
Huh? Okay, well, until he is.
I mean, every day is something. And that is just so, it's like a disservice to everyone involved. It's a disservice to the Mr. Zachary. It's a disservice to the 6 people whose lives are on the line. It's a disservice to the jurors, to everyone in that courtroom that the attorney who's supposed to be representing the witness has, I don't know. The Adrian, we know she don't have a clue what's going on. She just do whatever she want to do, makeup. I honestly think, when Woody was like, I don't know the days or the times, I just get up and go. I think Adrian could relate to that because I think she do the same. I think she just get up. She got 7 outfits. She say, I'm gonna put on outfit number 3. She don't even lay her clothes out at night. She don't even know. And then she come to court and she say, whatever come to my mind, I don't know the day. I bet. What y'all think?
It was just her calling the doctor as if she doesn't have to have his consent. Then it was Paige yelling, "You're his lawyer. He still has to have consent." And it can't be on a day-by-day basis if that's what he chooses to do. I don't feel like telling y'all today. That's his decision. I don't think it was worth her blowing up at him and talking to him like that. But in Mr. Schaub, I've heard he used to be a great attorney. For me, I needed him to stand a little taller, a little firmer when he was in court, especially when it came to that. Now I think he did the best he could considering he was kind of thrown into this. But I was feeling you like, Paige, why are you yelling at them when there are rules? And Ms. Love doesn't get to call his doctor and say, hey, I have him on speaker. Let's talk to him. You don't get to do that.
She lied. She lies. She lied when the truth was due. She lies. So I don't know if it's Daffy Damn Duck on that phone. What I do know is I don't trust whatever you saying. And just like with him, when she was saying, tell me the name. You don't know the name. You tell me who she got on that phone. I'm not giving her a name so she can just repeat that's what it is because that's the type of stuff that she does. She's not trustworthy at all. She's proven it on camera time and time again. No one would trust anything that she ever said. So for her to say, I got him on the phone, what are you trying to prove, ma'am? Because what's the real root of the issue is what you said. They lose their memory with me and they somehow find it with the defense. And the reason why I call that the root of the issue, as she would say, not for the truth of the matter asserted. Okay. But what it is that's what she believes in her mind. She believes they get their memory back, but she has not sat back like a football game and watched her film. She didn't watch the tape of the last game. She didn't watch yesterday, because if she would have, she would see that the way that Steele manages to talk to people, they say they can't read every word that slip out his mouth that's not in Dr. Seuss is a bad word. He calls it a bad word. I'm sorry. That was a bad word. That was a bad question. I shouldn't have asked it like that. Weinstein, get up there. How you doing? I know you don't feel too good. I'm not going to be before you long. I understand you're in pain. Everybody can figure out how to talk to people, and she's still steady talking at them. And she can't understand why that boy shut down yesterday. Like, it's not that they all of a sudden get their memory back, but you're so delusional, you think that's what's going on. You didn't get up there with some sort of respect, and I say it all the time. You cannot communicate with what you do not respect, and she does not respect none of those people. That's why she talks to them like that. That's why she get close to them, hand flailing, yelling in the microphone, in their personal space. Only person that does that. Anybody else in the defense? Your Honor, permission to approach. May I approach you? Like, just because the judge said it was okay to walk in their space, they still make sure it's okay for me to walk up on you like this. Not that the person in the witness box can actually control anything, but it's still a matter of respect, and she just doesn't have it. So in her brain, everybody else is what they call in that transcript the outside agitators. They think everybody else is, she thinks everybody else in that room, besides who's sitting at her table, it's all co-conspirators, and she treats everybody like that. So then she actually believes, oh, they magically got their memory. He didn't get all his memory back, but Shark said, what we're not going to do today is I do not know and I do not recall, because you do. So the things he truly did not remember, he's like, I don't remember, or I think I got it from here, but it was either this place or that place, but this is what I did. What she's getting upset about is it's not going her way, so she's throwing a tantrum and slamming down her toys because she can't get them to do what she wants them to do, but she's disrespectful, and she lie. They don't trust her. You know that jury heard them when he said, I don't want no medication, I don't want no medicine from you. Like that right there, to be honest, that was, and I won't say a teachable moment because she's not there to educate the other educated people in the room, but I wouldn't expect Shibe, Sharp, Weinstein, Steele, or Page to understand sickle cell because they're not disproportionately affected by it like we are. So that was her moment, even if she didn't believe he was in pain, didn't believe it was anything about what he was talking about. If she believed it was a touch of pneumonia, as if that's a touch of anything won't do something to somebody with a hindered immune system, that was her moment to say, you know what? Let's wait for the doctor to give us a report, because there could, the stress could exacerbate this. He doesn't have an immune system. Let's just wait, and just held the rest of her comments. She was the one person that could have just said, let's just hold off. But instead, it was his self-reported pain, a touch of pneumonia. I get the doctor on the phone. And then again, you put somebody up there that just said they had 5 Percocets and some morphine in their system, and you was asking them questions.
And appeal. It's like, what about the appellate rights? Even if, that's my whole thing, even if it was a guilty verdict, this case doesn't stand a chance on appeal.
Ever.
It doesn't stand a chance on appeal.
Ever. But that's one thing. And that's why I said, I always tell everybody, like, especially when I'm doing those recaps on TikTok, like, I feel like they told Whitaker one thing. Got to see it through, my boy. Got to see it through. Just get it there. Because the first thing she said is, I cannot be bothered with whether or not this will stand up on appeal. That, like, and she said that. And ever since then,
the crazy thing is, she was over appeals in the DA's office. She was the appellate lawyer of the DA's office. When I was a DA, she was the supervisor over the appellate unit. The lady know the law.
And that's what bothers me, Kayla. We can tell she loves the law, right? And I just can't, like, okay, well, what, Judge, what is it going to take? Because I'm back to Miss Jefferson. They told her to see it through, because every
this can't be their fault.
She
can't be a waste of money.
She won't do it. She'll be right there at the door, like, she right there, y'all. I'm talking.
I think that's why she yells.
Just get stuck.
She even said to Adrian one time, Would you prefer I just grant a mistrial? Well, no, Your
I think
Honor.
yes, I think it was like, I could just do that. And I'm like, well, do it.
It was right
Do
before
it.
she was they admonished her.
Yep.
She said, "Well, I could, if you don't want to do that, I could just do a mistrial." No, Your
Because
Honor.
you know what she did was above admonishment. You know it. That's
Mhm.
why you said that. I could just do this. She knows what she's doing, and that's the only thing that I hate it, because I believe she probably could be a pretty fair judge, but for the fact this cannot be Fulton County's fault.
Mm.
So she's doing whatever she can to ensure that this is not the state's fault. If a mistrial comes, let it come by way of jury. I don't think she'd fight it. But and just like if everybody would have stood up and said they couldn't forget Woody's testimony, it would have been over. But it didn't happen, so she couldn't do it. I think what she's going to do is ensure that it gets handed off to this jury, and then right there, it's out of her hands. Whatever happens, happens, and they're going to do that, number one press conference everybody do on the steps. We have to respect the jury, we respect the process, we respect the system, blah blah blah. But they're going to put it, well, we did our best and 12 jurors came up with this. They're going to do what everybody does when they lose. Like she's going to do it. That's just what they're going to do, and they're going to move on with it. I don't understand why,
Yeah.
because let's say this does it. I mean, one day, I don't know what day, but one day this is going to end. And when it ends, people are going to walk into your courtroom, and I'm sure people see Glanville and think of him as a joke in some senses, and he's the chief judge. Somebody's going to see Whitaker and think she's a joke or has ulterior motives. Somebody's like, a person could get hired at Fulton County today, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, with the clearest of intentions, and the second they say they work for the Fulton County DA's office, their resume is toilet tissue. Like it's so, like, it's not just these guys, it's not just these six, and we know there's six behind that and six behind that. There's still more trials to come. But it's just like, I just don't think these people are going to ever stop. They're not taking the L. I don't think,
Yeah.
like, whatever receptor in her brain is turned off, she will not
I
get
don't think
ashamed,
that they think it's
embarrassed.
an L. I think she thinks she's winning.
I said that before. I
think
said
that's
that before. I think the scariest part of this is, I think Love thinks she's doing her job against all odds, me against the world, baby, it's us. I think that whole Fulton County, after I watched that, who was the Dexter,
extra cute
all
boys.
after I watched all of them, I'm like, these trials don't even have anything to do with each other. So you mean to tell me everybody in that that
It's a
DA's
culture.
office?
It's a culture.
Yeah, you have to buy into it. You have to drink the Kool-Aid, and it seems
And
like
that's
they
why
have. It's
they
like them
can't
against
keep
everybody.
anybody. Every time I walk in the courtroom, it's a new DA.
Well, we see why. It's
Well,
a culture.
that's a high turnover.
It's
Yeah.
an extremely high turnover.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
call center.
Now that's bad. When you
Every
start
time.
getting
I'm
set
like,
up as a call center.
like, I went in the court the other day. I said to the DA, "What's your name?" I'm just trying to keep up because I
Oh,
don't
Right.
even know.
oh wow. Yeah, I think it's a culture thing, and I just feel like, I agree with Miss Jefferson that I saw Ashley Merchant do an interview, and that was something she said. She doesn't want it to fall on her. If she thinks the defense is winning, then she's just going to see the case through and let the jury decide. And at this point, I feel like that's what's going on. Kind of like today. I don't know if you guys caught. She said Shannon's name. Was it yesterday? And Max asked for the mistrial, or day before yesterday.
Day
When
before
she said
yesterday.
the he, they, all that.
Yeah,
Yes.
but she came back today and said Shannon's name again. And Max was like, you know what? I'm not gonna even trip on it. But she needs to be mindful. I said, you know what? It's starting to look like what
Okay.
is it? Golden
Everybody,
into mistrial.
that's a member. Excuse me to cut you off, Mel.
No,
Everybody,
you're
that's a member. Y'all drop the Shannon sticker. I love my little stickers.
You got a Shannon sticker.
I got a Shannon sticker.
You gotta see this.
Somebody said Kayla is Hilton quitting. No, Hilton was up
I
to
don't know
something.
why y'all keep saying that.
Hilton is up to something. And I
Something
heard about
she's
what they may have been. If she been missing, and it seemed like every time she go missing, some bull happened behind the scenes. Because I heard a subpoena was served last night on
I heard that
somebody.
too.
Well, I got a friend that they every day they go to her house and try to serve her. Every day. She called me, she say, they bad.
Like it sounds like they're trying to serve, and I'm just like, but what is it going to do? Like, you got us down to about 97, 98 witnesses. You added 28 more. You put about 4 or 5 of those officers on there, only for still to call out. Yeah, you lied again. All of these people were not on the list before.
Shout out to Kat, everybody. Shout out to Kat. Kat, thanks for stopping by. Y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to Kat's page. That's
I watch her. I watch her too.
Thank you, Kat. Kat's the one who taught me how to use stickers. Thank you. Shout out to Kat. Love you, Kat.
Listen, I said Sharp is like Candyman, and you ain't got to say Shannon's name 3 times.
He's
say his name one time, and that head appears, cheeks red, steam coming off. He's like, "Who called him? Who said it? Don't say his name again." When that man got up there and said Zachary blamed everything but JFK on Shannon. And he basically said in so many words, like, you better make sure medically he make it through this here
because I'm putting you on notice.
Because I'm if he's stressed, I'ma stroke him out of here. Cause I got to do what I got to do, babe. I'm trying to be nice about it. What I'm saying is, don't put him up there unless you're gonna put him up there. Cause I'm not stopping. And
if he can't finish,
then you gonna have a problem. It's gonna be a mistrial because I have to be able to combat all
but
this.
to be honest, Miss Jefferson, all they're gonna do is gonna say, "Can y'all unhear the past 4 days?"
That's exactly.
Still don't get that, Kayla. I still don't understand that.
And I was sitting in the courtroom, right? So I'm sitting in the courtroom. I'm like, "This is it. This is it. We about to go. We about to go home." She said it just got to be 6, I think, or 5, whatever. I'm sitting there. Child, so not one. Wait, so you mean to tell? And then I'm like,
not one.
I don't even remember what was said before 3 p.m. on the 12th. How do you know what was said on which day?
I don't think me personally, I don't think they understood it.
They have no idea of what
he said, but I think she did it on purpose.
To this day, they don't know what that lady was asking them.
Well, this is the thing. It's very. I think I'm not certain. I can't remember who it was, but somebody was saying that they did some research back when she first got assigned to the case, Whitaker, and it was like, oh, she loves Chat GPT. She's really big into AI and all this other stuff. And I was like, oh, whoop-de-doo, a tech geek. Like, I'm in tech. Like, okay, whoop-de-doo. And then now, every single time, we need to put some instructions. We need to tell the jury something. Baby, one thing she ain't going to do is go back there and write it. She has a brainstorming session. Everybody write. Didn't I tell y'all to write on your lunch?
A chance.
She won't write. Everybody has to write the instructions she has to say. And then they give her the instructions. She put it together. And then she read it like the dry eyes, clear eyes commercial. Don't nobody know what she's talking about. She been the whole time. And then look at them. They like, and keep right on going. Like they don't understand. Now I would bet my money that they haven't heard one set of curative instructions she's given, one set of limiting instructions, because she reads them all like that. It's so different from her normal voice. It's so monotone. She didn't write it. She just stuck it together and say, okay, let's move on. Like I guarantee they have not heard one thing she said.
That one she gave after it was in regards to Mr. Nichols that Bruce Harvey wanted to make. Like, I remember that one. It was so, I needed it. I needed to hear it again. And, for me to, really read it. I mean, for me to understand it. And I was like, I know. And it was so long. I said, I know the jury doesn't know what she's saying. And then, so Kayla, maybe you can answer this, because I've heard that they may write this down for them so that the jury can take the instructions back there, but may not know exactly what they pertain to. Because that one, I said, oh, I'm going to have that in writing. It was so long.
well, is it going to be even possible? Like, who's going to do that? Because the first thing, they're writing out all 191 of each of those overt acts, whether it was proven or not. They have to go through each one and check each. That's 100. Who get ready to go through all of that on top of all 56 charges plus the ones added? Plus she's trying to add other acts and call them crimes. Plus she could add some more because she feels like everything till verdict is applicable. Like, and that motion just threw me for a loop itself. Like, how Fonnie gonna tell her this is your brief for the bench meeting as to how you need to be handling this, because we don't need to be working this hard. And here's the reasons why. Like, keep adding new witnesses, and and adding all these officers for what?
All these officers. And everybody, and nobody gets released. Everybody got to come back 6 and 7 times. And it's just like, it gets to the point where when she don't know what to do,
I ain't mad at that though.
You just recall somebody else because
I ain't too mad at all of that though, because bring Gaither to the front.
Oh, girl, I thought you was gonna say Officer Baker.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Bring Gaither to the front.
Girl, I thought we was looking for Officer Baker, but let me tell you, can we get Lakia up there? Because I got some questions for Lakia. Y'all, if Lakia come back, I'm gonna tell you now. Babe, I might be at Fulton County if Lakia get back up there. I might have to go throw a wig on and go to Fulton County.
And she got such a nasty attitude.
I heard that it's. I'm gonna have to go back and watch her on.
She was extremely combative.
We rewatched.
She was extremely combative. She was extremely combative, and with the defense, like how dare you question me? How dare you have a question for me?
She is crazy. She is crazy.
She was very combative. She was very condescending. She was very why are you talking to me? Like, yeah, it was. She was a mess, but it was just like, you gonna get smart with that kind of tea over your head,
man? I just said that. And like it was wild to watch.
With not one report. Without one report. Without one report, and she was very matter of fact. This is how it happened. This is when it happened. And then this one said, and I said this. Like, she knew everything front to back 10 years ago. Not a report in sight. Oh, I left them all on. Listen, I left them. I left everything on my. I left everything on my desk the day I retired. Every report. Now don't nobody know where they are.
I gotta go watch. I know I'm not gonna do it this weekend, but I'm gonna have to get back into Gaither. I want to see her because everyone has said exactly what you guys are saying.
So next Wednesday we'll do a Gaither review.
Oh, let's do a Gaither review. Are we gonna pull favorite clips of Gaither? Because
we already know, like, Gaither, you got to go type up some reports. But at this point, between you and Thorpe,
that's what I was gonna say. We got to do Gaither versus Thorpe.
Yeah,
and y'all know what's sad.
Booty didn't tell. This is my thing.
When that man say, I graduated from high school on time.
He said, I come through high school on time. I said, you were supposed to.
Who said that?
My next question was, did you switch classes?
Y'all, I think Detective Thorpe, when he mentioned that he was previously a part of the Red Dogs, I really felt that Detective Thorpe was used to, people say they did whatever they wanted to do in Atlanta. I think when he went to APD, he took that same attitude with him. So and I'm gonna tell you, when that man said he refurbished his notepads, I said, get him off the stand right now, because what?
But that is exactly my point. When they brought up that case where he was on the stand and Love was the prosecutor, and there were no notes in that case either.
Max was the attorney.
Max was the attorney. Like, at that point, how did you look in that room, look at your witness list, and think that was gonna fly? Why would you try that? Like, why would you?
wait a minute. It was Brown still walking up to that podium with that extra long folder. I said, oh, it's something in there. When he
Oh no,
lifted
he
it up,
always got that folder. That folder has given me PTSD because that day when everything went down with me, he had that folder with the red writing. He said, "Don't touch my notes." When they was trying to take him to the jail, he said, "Don't touch my
Touch
notes."
my
hey, look,
notes.
that had to be one of the most,
Listen,
like, that was a crazy day. I was like, oh, I started watching right at the right time. That was a crazy day.
listen, I have been
It was,
watching that
and it's
day.
so
Listen,
crazy because it was the calm before the storm. It was the calm, like it was a
Man,
little.
when you seen me, listen, when I say, first of all, I was in my robe, hair cocked to the side, and I was on the phone with my best friend, right? Making her listen to, she talked to me all day while she happened to, that day, she didn't have any appointments. She was driving Uber. And she said, girl, you can't keep screaming in my ear like this while I'm driving. I got to call you back. So I tried to call her again and she was like, record it and send it to me. So I recorded it and I'm like, yeah, you just say that. And I send it to her. She like, hey, post this on your Instagram. I said, do you see how I'm looking?
it
Do
was
you see how I'm
crazy.
looking? But it was so crazy. But that whole week, I was like, this is not right. Like what something is wrong. And then somebody was like, mm-mm. He fired her. She wasn't trying to get released. I said, she's been asked to get released since yesterday. Are you watching? Like, I'm
Yes, are
watching.
you
I ain't
watching?
watching. You ain't watching. So then I'm tussling with people in the that's before I knew better, but I'm tussling with people in the comments. Like, I'm watching. I know what I saw. I've been watching it. They was like, oh, well, that wasn't very professional. I said, somebody talking to you, crazy professionalism go out the window. When
Out
you
the
drop
window.
your
I'm
hands, that mean
sorry.
you're ready to throw them. Who's you talking
I
to?
say all the time, listen, I know how to act, but I'm from Memphis and Memphis is always going to be in me. So I can take so much, but let's just keep it cute. Let's keep it
But they
cute.
were playing. And I was just like, well, why? And then the very next day, we all sitting there, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna record again. And I'm like, well, why are they taking so long?
Oh,
What is taking so long? They just go come in here 3 hours later and just act like ain't nothing happened.
he
And
did
I'm
that.
sitting up there like, okay, y'all wanted me to record another video. I'm gonna record one. Then next thing I know, still like, y'all was up. I said, oh, wait a minute, y'all.
Bro,
Wait.
she was so calm with it. Like, even when Glanville was yelling, like, he was so calm about it.
Because
Even
he's
when
like, you ain't gonna
when
bully
the
me.
when the deputy came and stood beside him, I said, Lord, I never seen the man go into jail so calm. He took that tie off so calmly. I
That's
said,
when the
oh,
price went up. That's when the price went up. When he started taking his keys out, hit him. The shark said,
No, because look, I'm
he
trying to
looked
tell
over
y'all.
and said, well, I heard it from the same person too. So when you get finished with him, I'm going to say it
I
too.
need me
So now I
too.
need to pass
No,
both my
because
keys
look,
over.
I'm gonna tell y'all this what happened. So when we was we had went to lunch off on a different floor. We was sitting around the table, and when I was telling them about, y'all know I'm crazy, so they was getting into it. They was like, and I remember Brian, he hit the table. He was so mad. He hit the table like this. He was like he was mad, right? And so I'm sitting there like, I'm just giving them all the tea, like, yup. And then they said this, and then they said this, of course, not thinking nothing of it. And so I go back in the courtroom. And no, let me back up. The last thing we at the table and they start saying, look, Kayla, just chill. We all going to jail. We gonna be held in contempt, but don't worry. So I'm like, okay, I'm not thinking. So
Kayla, who said that?
Brian,
The lawyers are telling you this.
yeah,
Oh,
they like, don't worry,
Oh,
we're
I
gonna
fell
he's
out.
gonna hold
Oh,
us in
Jesus.
contempt. Just stay calm. I'm like, okay, I'm just like, okay. And so then I'm on the phone with one of my friends who know Brian. And so he's like talking to him. He's talking to my friend. He's like, yes, Kayla's so beautiful, like she's a wonderful person. So we all go back in there and I sit down. This before anything happened. And it just clicked in my head. I say, oh shit. I got up. Me and Miss Tasha Yak Mama real cool. I said, come outside. I say, they gonna think I did it. They gonna think I did it. It wasn't me. She like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they gonna think I did it.
I'd
Oh
have
my
been
God,
halfway down
I'm
the
going
steps,
crazy.
baby.
This before anything ever happened. So I'm like, okay, let me just go sit back down. So I go sit back down. And then that happened. And I said, Oh my God! What did I stayed in there until he said, "You got 5 minutes." Well, once he said, "You got," I said, "That's my 5 minutes too." I ran up out that courtroom so fast.
Okay, look, what you telling me? You sat in that back room. You sat in that back room and said, "Take me to jail." What's they say? Lock me up. And you thought about it. You said, wait a minute, going to jail.
No, they said they was gonna be held in contempt.
Oh, not you.
Not to worry.
Oh, okay. Because
I guess I just didn't process it the way. But when I sat back in that courtroom,
I would have been running.
Oh, wait, they are about to go. Oh, and then I'm like,
down them steps.
Kayla, I'm sitting here like, I was like, wait a minute. So you was cool? I got you now.
So I'm on the phone with my friend. Y'all know Planned Paradise. So she on the phone with me, and I'm in a back room, like kind of like right before you walk. So Adrian walks in there, and she cussing, she going off, and I'm like, it wasn't me, like it wasn't me.
I was cursing, Kayla. Tell me again, because I was trying to mimic you. What did she tell you that day? I don't give a fuck. I said, whoa.
No, look. So I'm in the room.
You can tell she do, because she was getting ready to. She about to slip. She done had too close ones, because that Zachary.
She was holding that desk. Did y'all see her gripping the desk? I said, she ready to cuss.
When he said, I didn't want them to know we was messing around.
Child, she can't. Adrian came in. I said, it wasn't me. Then my phone died. Everybody thought I was a G.
They said she gone.
Everybody outside the courthouse ready.
Miss Sylvia was updating them. She was like, Kayla's right here. I'm like, how do these people know where I'm at? They was like, Miss Sylvia. And she be acting like, look, somebody, Tamika.
Yeah, when she asked Lil D, how did he know
I knew Adrian was a cusser, but she was trying to act like, I don't want to say this.
Let me tell you, my people know when I saw Miss Love on day one with that smushed up black shadow, a wing tip and black nails, I said, oh, she gets down. I knew then Miss Love get down, baby. You ain't gonna fool me. She get down.
Yeah,
I know she could.
Tell. It was getting ready to come out when Zachary said, who? Gaither. He was fucking the big y'all auntie, and she said,
messed her up.
How you know? Was you in the room? Like, it was finna come out. It was about to come out right there. She got so hot. Can we strike that? Didn't even have a reason. Then she said, oh, hearsay. I'm like, ma'am, it's a whole marriage certificate out there. That ain't hearsay, but you can't.
Listen, she put that paper on that thing. Like,
here you go, Mel. Look, this is my favorite part of the trial when this lady.
Now,
this
is the law of the jungle.
This is the law of the jungle about black men.
And as true as
Jungle Book quote.
And the wolf that shall keep it may prosper, but the wolf that shall break it must die.
Oh.
As the creeper that girdles the tree trunk, the law running forward and back. But the strength
when they had to learn the
is the wolf. And the strength of the wolf is the pack.
Freshman paper, she take that from.
Thank you so
the
much,
outfit from
ladies
today.
and gentlemen, for being patient. Thank you so much for being honest during this very lengthy process that preceded this point here today during the voir dire process. I appreciate you all being here, exercising your civic duty, and honoring your obligation to pay close attention to what's going on in this courtroom for the next however many weeks. Some people like to say that opening statements are a roadmap to what the trial will show. Instead of giving an overview.
Look how short the sleeves are.
Because you're going to be sitting here with evidence for the next several weeks at least. And you will be able to see what that evidence is. Nothing that I say to you during this part of the trial, and nothing any other attorney says to you during this part of the trial is evidence. But I can tell you what I expect the evidence to show. And what I expect the evidence to show in this case is that YSL, the group made up of the defendants sitting before you today, along with other both indicted and unindicted co-conspirators, YSL operated as a pack. The quote that I read to you earlier is from one of my favorite books as a kid, The Jungle Book. In case anybody recognizes it, those were Rudyard Kipling's words and not mine. But they are appropriate for where we are today. For 10 years and counting, the group calling itself Young Slime dominated the Cleveland Avenue community of Fulton County.
These look like.
They created a crater in the middle of Fulton County's Cleveland Avenue community that sucked in the youth, the innocence, and even the lives of some of its youngest members. Now, the evidence is going to show that this group started out as a group called Rock Crew. And Rock Crew stands for Raised on Cleveland. The evidence is going to show you that Rock Crew, in fact, is a criminal street gang. It's not the kind y'all are used to. If you're more familiar with the national gangs, such as the Bloods and the Crips that operate in LA or in Chicago. But make no mistake about it, Rock Crew is and was a gang. It consisted of 3 or more members with common identifiers, signs, colors, linguistic choices that committed crimes on behalf of and in furtherance of Rock Crew itself. That particular organization aligned itself under an umbrella of a larger, more traditional street gang called Sex, Money, Murder, Bloods. They adopted the nomenclature. They would do things like replace C's in words with the letter B, because traditionally Crips and Bloods were not aligned with one another. So Cleveland Avenue became Cleveland.
Okay.
Some of you may have indicated during voir dire you've heard or are familiar with the Cleveland Avenue area. Maybe you've even heard of Cleveland Avenue Day. The evidence will show that this is where that comes from. The evidence will also show that sometime in 2012 or thereabouts, an internal rift or divide occurred among the members of Rock Crew. Now, the defendant, Jeffrey Williams, seated back there yawning right now, he was an original member of.
I just.
Let me tell you.
Point at me.
Y'all, Cleveland, when she said Cleveland, that's like my favorite part.
Look at this. I just want y'all to see this. This lady says that this is one of her favorite books. Kipling, the author. Read that, guys. Kipling has been.
Wow.
Because she pulled the same thing about the young man that was autistic and that passed away in Fulton County. In his trial, she started talking about cartoons and comic books. I said, I'm not sure what her obsession is. What is wrong with her? These are grown people you're talking to, not kids. What are you doing? Y'all have got to go watch it full open. Shane Kendall, thank you, Kat. Y'all have got to go watch Miss Love's opening. When I tell you, it was informative.
Shout out to Judge Whitaker. Thank you for joining us.
Lord.
Okay, Okay, guys. Well, we've been on here a long time, and we are going to try to, like I said, come here on every Wednesday. All of us, I think, have pretty good relationships with our followers. Tell us what y'all want to talk about, and we'll get together. Tell us some of your WTF Wednesday moments, and I can't wait to see y'all next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Thank
mess.
y'all. I'm sorry for all the laughing, y'all, but let me Miss Love cracks me up. I just had the best time with you guys. Thank you guys
Yes.
for an amazing chat. Nice to meet you, Miss Vera. If you're over here, girl.
Yes. Where is Vera?
It was such a good time watching you in this chat. But not they said autistic junkie. But thank you to Kayla for having me and Miss Jefferson for having me. My YSL sisters. I appreciate you guys so much.
Okay, we got 1,000 people on here still. I see y'all are going off, but before you leave, make sure you guys subscribe, like the live, subscribe to Miss Jefferson, subscribe to Millionaire Mel, and Miss Jefferson, and subscribe to me if you're not subscribed to me. And let's definitely keep this going. And it's just important for us to continue to dissect this and talk about this and just bring awareness to the situation, because that's the only way that anybody is held accountable. We do laugh and joke about it, but at the end of the day, it's really not funny. I mean, it's the only thing we can do is laugh to keep from crying, but it's
Yeah,
very
because you gotta think
sad.
about everything that they do. Like the hardest time to do something is the first time. After that, it's just repetition. And the way she lies so effortlessly, she violates rights so effortlessly. She fails to disclose so effortlessly. She ignores the rules of evidence effortlessly. That means she's been doing this for a long time. So you got to think about how many people didn't have a Sharp or a Steele or a Weinstein. How many people had ex parte meetings that they'll never know about, and they could still be serving time behind them. Like, these are people who were attempting to be judges and just happened to lose. Like, this could be one of your judges. You could get a speeding ticket and end up in a courtroom with Glanville. Like, it's truly not funny. It's just, we have to be honestly thankful and mindful in this moment that there was an opportunity to see this happen the way it's happening, and it's our duty to make sure it gets out there.
Okay, yeah. So definitely we will be back here. I see a lot of you guys asking will we be on here? We will be here next Wednesday, guys. Thank you so much. Thank y'all. Bye-bye.